Alright, here we go. Welcome back. We're going to have M-Chan Plays doing our new Super Mario Bros. 2 Warpless. And I am excited for this because it's going to be a new experience for me. Take it away, M-Chan.
Alright, welcome back, everybody. I'm back again, this time with a different game within the same series. It is New Super Mario Bros. 2, this is, as of somewhat recently, my favorite speed game. So I'm really excited to be showing this game. And once again, I have Nerd Squared Pretend to Know back again. I'm really excited to have them again. Would you guys like to say hi?
Hello.
Hello. It's nice to see you all stayed.
Alright then. Just like Luigi U, time doesn't start until I start moving on the map. But this time I have to get past a 50-second cutscene instead of a 2-minute cutscene, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just start right now. Alright, so this is New Super Mario Bros. 2 for the Nintendo 3DS. It is the third game in the New Super Mario Bros. Series, with the second game being New Super Mario Bros. 2. And the category that I'm running is Warpless, which is a very simple category where I beat the game without using any warp cannons. Scattered throughout the overworld map, there are these warp cannons that I can use to skip worlds as well as a large portion of the game. So you get a really short run. Any percent's 26 minutes in this game. Warpless is about twice as long, but you see, the 6 main worlds in the game, so you see more of what the game's about as a speedrun. So, I'm pretty excited for this. Okay, time's about to begin in 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, so, right off the bat, I am going to go slightly out of my way to get star coins, and that's because on the overworld map, there are these star coin signs that you can get past in order to access toad houses or a different part of the map. And for the different parts of the map, they can either be just a shorter path throughout the map or just faster levels in general. And so, over the course of the run, I'm picking up 15 star coins. And the 15 star coins that I get are pretty precise, they're predetermined already. Yeah.
Yeah. Another one thing you'll notice there, it's probably not super obvious to anyone who's new to the run, but whenever he hits a flagpole at the end of a level that has a flagpole, he'll want to try to at least hit the flagpole at the mark that gives him 2,000 points. Because by doing that, it'll make the animation go by a bit faster, since Mario and the flag move at different speeds.
Yeah, you want them to stop at the same time, and the 2,000 mark just happens to be the part where it saves the most amount of time over just grabbing wherever you want. Okay, so 1-2 was a very straightforward level. We don't get any star coins here, but the next level, 1-3, we're going to be getting the main power-up of the game, which is the Super Leaf. It makes a return from Super Mario Bros. 3, which is a game you're going to be seeing later in the marathon. So the Super Leaf is very busted in this game, as you can turn to a Raccoon Mario, and just like in Mario 3, if you run at full speed, you gain P speed, and you can fly while you have P speed. But what I can do here is I can do this, which is called spin flying, and it is a basic mechanic of the game where I am just mashing run and jump simultaneously in order to preserve my speed. If I'm just flying normally, then I actually lose my horizontal momentum in exchange for vertical height. So that is used quite extensively throughout the run.
Yeah, and I would go as far to say that move makes the Raccoon Leaf, or Tanuki Leaf, more broken in this game than in Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah, it's kind of like the cape in Super Mario World, where you can just fly over most of the level for the most part. There's some pretty cool skips you'll see throughout the run where we abuse spin flying.
And then also like New Super Luigi U. Now that we have this one power up, it's going to be like there's very little reason to get any other power up, and it's what will be used for the majority of the run, if not all of it.
So the boss of every tower is Reznor. The way you fight Reznor is exactly how you fight him in Super Mario World. You hit underneath Reznor, and then you pretty much win. In this game, there are some creative ways of fighting Reznor, which you'll be seeing throughout the run here. Coming up here in 1-4, we're going to be getting our 5th star coin, which is going to be enough star coins. It's going to bring us at 5 star coins, so that way we can do the next level. The next level is not going to be 1-5. It is going to be 1-A, because 1-5 is a water level, and if you have an option between a non-water level and a water level, then the non-water level is always faster. So this alone makes getting the star coins worth it.
Yeah, the swim physics is the same in this game as it was in Luigi U, and so just go faster by going around the level.
Okay, there we go. It is faster. Normally, you're supposed to. There's a pipe cannon that takes you to that top section, but it is slightly faster to just fly up.
And this is where the first split path is. If he went the normal route without taking the gate, you would have to do water level, and swimming is very slow.
Yeah, very slow. Okay, 1-Castle. Here we go. So I'm gonna do a precise P-speed build up here. Just like that, in order to get the second coin right here. And there are strats with those swinging ropes that you can do. If you jump on the frame that you grab the swinging ropes, then you actually build up more speed from them. But it's really hard to do, so I choose not to do that.
It is not marathon safe.
Yeah, you could mess up very easily, and then you just lose all the time that you save for going for it. Come up as Igekoopa, and just like in Luigi U, if you fight the bosses the same way in this game, then you get very consistent results. So I just I know exactly where Igekoopa is going to come out from on his shell to hit him again, and then I just hit him as soon as he comes out. And then a key is going to spawn when you defeat a Koopaling. So I actually fly up to the top of the screen in order to get the key, because the key descends very slowly. So that was the first world. It's a very basic world. But coming up is World 2, where the run starts to get more difficult as there's more harder tricks that we're going to be doing here.
Yep. And one thing I want to go ahead and explain right now, you'll notice on the top screen that there's this coin counter. This big selling point of this game, if you've ever played the game at all, is that you're supposed to collect a lot of coins. And the game actually keeps track of that in the counter. The counter, the amount you see right now is the maximum amount it can possibly hold, which is 9,999,999, which takes a very long time to grind for. And he has that max coin counter because after every tower and castle, there will be a prompt where it adds the coins to the counter and then brings the "Do you want to save?" text box. And by having a maxed out coin counter, it completely skips that.
Yeah, and that does add up over the course of the run. So you save 10 seconds over the course of this run.
Yep.
And unless you completely wipe your cartridge, it actually keeps the coin count. So this is a free time save that you get just from maxing your coin count and grinding in order to compete for top times. So 2-2 and 2-1 were pretty straightforward levels, but 2-A, which is this next level, not 2-3, is a bit of a crazy level. The beginning is right off the bat really hard, as I have to build up P-speed very precisely, and then try to keep it throughout the level.
Yeah, even that last level he just did was kind of crazy, because he just skipped the entire thing by dash flying.
So we got the P-speed. Yeah, the very end is the hardest part. Nice! So that fuzzy can sometimes hit you, and if you do get hit by him, then you're dead. I was also running off those platforms that were moving, and that's so you just gain a little bit of speed. So there's a bit of movement optimization for that level. 2-Tower is a cycle-based level, where the cycle I'm gonna go for in this level is a cycle where if I get up to the top without making any mistakes, then I just have to wait at the end for about a second. There is a harder cycle that you can make, which does save 6 seconds, but you have to do the same movement that I am doing, but cutting your jumps much tighter. But it's like really hard. Here's a second Reznor fight. As you can see, there's 4 Reznors as opposed to 2 in World 1, so, you know, a little bit harder.
Sure.
In the beginning of the tower, I did pick up an extra leaf. It might look like I lost time just for going for it, but I had to wait for the very first cycle in the beginning of that level, so I didn't lose time at all. And it's a free leaf that I get on the bottom screen, and that is going to be used for either safety or just for damage boost strats later on. In this level here is our first ghost house, and ghost houses are pretty gimmicky in this game. The gimmick of this ghost house is there's this giant boo that's going to be following us, and you want to always be holding right. If you hold left, then the big boo stops, and it stops the progression of the level.
Yeah, the level scrolling is tied to that mega boo.
Okay, so this is going to be our first secret exit of the run here, and this secret exit is going to allow us to skip quite a bit of World 2. The 2 levels that we would normally do in the normal route of this world are really difficult. So instead we have the next level, which is 2-B, and it is a hard level in 100%, but since we're not getting we're not getting star coins, or at least we're not getting very many star coins in this run, we just simply fly over everything. Which is going to be quite a common theme in this game. Grab that star coin right there. There we go. Alright, so coming up in the next level, 2 Castle is going to be our first major skip of the run. So normally it's this giant button that you use to cross the lava, but with precise flying movement, we can skip that entirely.
Yeah, and this skip is kind of hard because not only is he flying over lava the entire time, so if he messes it up, he's just instantly dead. But also, he has to jump on these blocks to keep the skip going, and it's a very small gap to be able to jump on.
Yeah, and so you can actually, unlike in Mario 3, you can actually regain your P-speed when you land on the ground for a few frames, and that's how a lot of our tricks are possible in this game. So, bitch flower power, eat your heart out. Here's Igekoopa. He kind of comes out in random places, but you have enough time to get to where Iggy's gonna come out from. So the randomness of this fight is not impactful at all.
Yeah.
Also, there's a harder variation of the 2 Castle skip that I didn't do, which involves not getting P speed at all at the beginning, but it's really easy to mess up, which is why I didn't go for it. It saves 2 seconds, but then you look like a fool if you mess up. So there we go. That's the first 2 worlds down, and now we have World 3. This is a beach and forest world combined. And this is going to be our first level where we're going to be using a star. So I am going to grab that star right there, and then if I'm fast enough, I can actually chain it with a different star right over here. And chaining stars in this level is nice because trying to get through this level normally without the star is really awkward with all these Cheep Cheeps flying around.
And also, similar to Super Luigi U, he has to have the star power to keep, in order for the star in the blocks after the first one to spawn.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we have enough star coins to open up this star coin sign right here, and this is the last top point in the run where we're going to be using star coins, and this is helpful because it allows us to do 1 level in exchange for the normal path where we do 2 levels. The trade-off though is this level is we have to do a water level here, but this is still faster than doing the normal route on the top. So the only thing to talk about with this level is that this level has currents that are always pushing you forward, and that's it. So aside from that, you can read donations if there are any.
Don't have a donation, but I would like to remind everyone that there are prizes that are ending at 11:59 tonight. There's our USB Super Retro Port adapter, the SNES to USB adapter, and the Nintendo Switch Split Pad Pro Joy-Con controllers for the Switch. These will, in order to get entered into those, you just need to donate $5 or more at the donation link, and you'll be automatically entered to win. There are also a lot of incentives that are coming up for tomorrow. I suggest you take a look at that list at at the link to, that I'm just gonna put in chat now.
Normally with auto scrollers, you know, people aren't known for like kind of messing around with them, but you kind of don't want to mess around too much with some of these auto scrollers because, as you might have noticed, there's a coin block that's been following me around the whole time on the map, and the coin block spawns every 200,000 points that you accumulated, and in some levels, the coin block can get in your way in very awkward spots. So I'm trying to get enough points to kind of manipulate the coin block to spawn at specific levels. What the coin block will do, I have it right now, is when you're moving around, you get a bunch of coins, and so that's nice if you want to get like 1-ups or something like that. When you get hit with the coin block, then you just lose the coin block without losing any of your power-ups, and there's no animation for losing your coin block at all, so it's essentially a free hit. And in this level, because I got it, and it loses no time, it's just, I got it just purely for safety.
Yeah, this auto scroller is a lot about hurrying up and then waiting. However, though, you do have to pay a lot of attention as you push through because, like, those dry fish can come out of at a different speed, or the you can miscalculate the skewer's cycle, so it's an auto scroller where you can't go on autopilot.
I mean, you'll notice right there they did some bit of off-screen platforming to get into that pipe. During vertical auto scrollers, whatever's on the top of the screen loads a bit before it appears on the screen, so in the cases of end pipes, you can enter those a little early.
Yeah, that works with vertical auto scrollers, and you can't just do blind movement throughout vertical auto scrollers like you can in, let's say, Super Mario 3D Land. This level right here is divided up into 2 sections. The first part's really easy. This part right here, the second part, has cycles of rising up and down poison water. There is a bit of a hard strat that you can do, but it's like really risky, really easy to mess up, so I didn't go for it. It doesn't lose that much time. This is also the level where if you're interested in maxing out your coin counts in order to compete and for top times, then this is the best level to do that. Three-dash Ghost House. In this second room, there's a very tight P-speed. You have just enough room to get P-speed here. We got it. Then I just, at a certain time right here, just fall off that platform without having to wait for it to go all the way down. And then in this room, I just fly up to the correct door. There's a bunch of doors, but this is the correct door. And then I turn left here so I can get this boo to move out of my way as I get into this part right here. And I tail swipe the blocks there so that way I can get to the secret exit. And this secret exit is going to allow us to skip a level. And that level is a water level, so you save a lot of time. Alrighty, so here in 3-Dash Castle, there are these razors that you have to just dodge through.
One thing about the NSMB series that does not carry over from Super Mario World or Super Mario Maker is you cannot spin jump on nearly as many things as you think you can.
Yeah, there's no spin jumping at all in this game. Also, what I just did there in the second room is I did a really precise early P-speed build-up, and that's not as easy as I made it look. But that allows me to save a second in this room. As the very first giant razor that you saw me fly over is the razor that I would have to avoid without that P-speed. And then here we are against Wendy. Wendy has, just like in Luigi U, Wendy has a bit of an awkward timing with when to hit her. So I'll actually ground pound on Wendy. Otherwise, if you're just jumping normally on Wendy as early as I hit Wendy, then you actually get hit. But ground pound, for some reason, just mitigates that.
Yeah, and also, she cannot be hit while the water is raised. It will not count, and you will take the damage.
Yeah, the only way to hit Wendy underwater is if you have a fire flower, but there's not a fire flower in this level at all. Alright, World 4 is the shortest world in the run. Even though it may not look like it, it's actually funny that this is the shortest world to run, because when you're doing this world normally, it's actually the longest world in the run, because there's actually the most amount of levels. But there's a secret exit that we take here in World 4 that skips a lot of it. So what becomes the longest world becomes the shortest world. There's not very many categories where you see a lot of World 4. It's either in 100% or there's another Warpless category called No Secret Exits, which is exactly what it sounds like. You beat the game without using any secret exits. It's 10 minutes slower than Warpless, but not very many people run it because it's too similar to Warpless.
It's a go time.
4-Ghost House is another level where there are these like moving walls. You just kind of have to follow along with it. So if there's any donations or if the host wants to say anything, this now would be a good time.
Yes, actually, thank you. I would like to point out that the prizes that I mentioned earlier have unfortunately ended 20 minutes ago. But we do have some great Super Metroid Pearlers coming up that the entry for those ends tomorrow night at, well, I guess tonight. Wow. It's getting late. At 7:30 It's 7:34, excuse me. Can't say the word for. And then there's some Super Mario Brothers Pearlers that ends at 9:38. And those are sweet. Those are Super Mario Brothers 1 Pearlers. Again, entering to win these prizes is just a $5 donation to No Kids Hungry. And a reminder that No Kid Hungry is an organization dedicated to providing meals for children in need, as well as supporting food banks and community groups that serve the areas hardest hit. There is a way to find out more, or find a charity place near you that is supported by No Kids Hungry at their website. It's nokidhungry.org. Thank you.
I got the secret exit in 4-Ghosts, which is going to allow us to do 4-B, and then after 4-B is a warp pipe that takes us to straight to the castle. So we just skip a ton of World 4, including the tower. This level is pretty straightforward. Just try to avoid the amps. If you get hit by the amp, by any of the amps, you lose a lot of time because it's a long animation, as well as you lose your power-up. And that's really all there's to say for this level. The next level, 4-Castle, is the level where I'm gonna be using the coin block that's been following me around, and that's for slight damage boost that just saves a second without having to wait for a fire bar, as well as the first introduction to roulette blocks. So roulette blocks are blocks that contain any power up, but it rolls in a cycle. And if I get there at a precise cycle, then I know what item I'm going to get from the roulette block. So in this case, I want a star from this roulette block. So I hit the stair step in order to manipulate a star from that roulette block, and then I use it to basically go through all of these obstacles here. And then I do a damage boost through those spiky balls because there's not a good way to avoid those spiky balls, so it's just better to take the damage boost. And then this is Morton Koopa Jr. This is the hardest boss in the game. Any of you guys want to take over my DS?
Pass.
Okay, well, I guess I have to now.
all right, here you go. I'll just pass it to you through the internet screen. Yeah, so that was Morton Koopa Jr. So that's World 4, very fast. And now we're moving on to World 5, which is the hardest world in the run. It is a short world, just like World 4. But all 4 levels they all have ways where you can lose a significant amount of time if you mess up. So hopefully it doesn't happen. And because World 5 is so short, we also skip the tower, which is fortunate because the tower actually features a pretty difficult skip. So starting up in 5-1, we have these tight ropes that we just try not to run on too much. And then this is a pretty tough secret exit to find because it's behind this hidden vine block right here. And then followed that by another hidden block right here. Kind of messed up there, but yeah, so very difficult secret exit to find casually. There's a slightly faster way to do that ending right there, where you just jump inside the ring of Koopas, but it's very risky, and you have a chance to either fall off or get hit. Five Ghost House is very difficult. This is my least favorite ghost house. Nerd, why don't you tell me why this ghost house is hard?
Yeah, so to get in, well, first of all, there's a lot of these bats, and to get to the secret exit, he has to fly on these flying ship bits of platforming blocks, and he has to avoid the bats the entire time. And these bats can nick you if you're not careful.
Yeah, so everything there looked really easy, but it's a lot harder than I made that look.
Yep.
So I'm really happy that I got through that. Okay, 5-A is a coin ship level where, you know, the objective of this level is to get a bunch of coins. These coin rings will turn these Koopa Troopas into gold Koopas, and when you throw their shell around, then a trail of coins appears. So this is a really nice level to, you know, get a bunch of coins. So, like, you know, in 100% you can, you know, rack up on lives, but that's really all this level has going. So, you know, if the host wants to say more things, then this would be a good time. Very perfect time, actually.
Great! I'm just looking over the incentives here, and it turns out that we have an incentive coming up at 3:20 a.m. for Neptunia Reverse. It's a language bid war between English and Japanese for the game, and nobody has bid on it yet. they're both still up for grabs. So right now, if you get your donation in and have it go toward the bid war for Neptunia Reverse language, you can determine what language the game is going to be played in. Again, that is coming up at 3:20 a.m.
Alright, this would be a good time to talk about this now. So coming up in the next level, which is 5 Castle, is just like 2 Castle. It has a major skip. Normally in that level there are these moving grates that you use to ride across lava, but with precise flying, we're going to be flying and skip all those grates. It's split up into 3 different skips. The first 2 skips are straightforward. The third skip, there's a YOLO strat. We call it the YOLO strat because, well, should I do it or should I not?
For it, YOLO.
Huh? This run's really good so far. I don't know if I want to ruin this run.
Go big or go home.
Oh, man. Here we go. Okay, 1. That's 2. Okay, so that's the third skip right there. So the YOLO, if I did go for it, is you can actually just fly through that giant piranha plant. But it's not very consistent. You could get hit. If you get hit by that giant piranha plant, which you can do sometimes, then you just die. Nice. Okay, so what I did there is, if I jump and at the very peak of my jump, ground pound, and then as I get hit by Ludwig, I buffer an up input so that way I can stay in the air longer, and I can be in the air long enough so I can hit Ludwig before he flies up to the top of the screen and starts his attack phase, and that saves 6 seconds. But it's very difficult, very precise, very easy to mess up. So I YOLO'd something. Alright, World 6, the final world of the run here. Starting off in the first level, 6-1. 6-1 has these falling meteors that are normally random, but we move so fast in this level that we don't really worry about it at all. So I'm actually gonna fly in the bottom and then fly up to the top, because if I just flew up to the top right away, then there's a giant meteor that will just hit me. Okay, so that climb block that I picked up in 5-A for free, and I manipulated my points so that way it doesn't spawn in 6-Ghost House, otherwise the climb block will be right in my way as I do this level. This level is a very complex ghost house because there's these like rooms that like look very similar to each other. But obviously when you speedrun this game multiple times, then you know exactly where to go in this level. The sign right here is telling me to go left, but I'm gonna go back inside this door right here because I break the rules. And I'm gonna turn left here, so that way I can get this boo to move out of the way so I can get that switch. And then in this room here, if I wall jump frame perfectly, then I can save 2 wall jumps, which saves a second. I didn't get it, but that's okay. It's not like a meaningful time save.
This way.
Alright, so that secret exit's very useful because the normal route has 2 very difficult skips that we just skip entirely. So what we got instead is 6-A, which is a pretty simple level. The gimmick of this level is that there's rising lava, but we run so fast that we don't worry about the lava at all. Fly up over here. That saves climbing that platform. Then coming up in the next level, 6-Tower, split up into 2 parts. The first part is a technical climb, and then the second part is a skip where we skip riding a bunch of moving platforms, so just flying up to the top of the level.
It's a good time.
Uh-oh. Ah, okay. Okay, a little bit of a hiccup there, but not punished. The most important thing is you don't lose your leaf. Because if you lose your leaf, then there's not a very good way to regain P-Speed. Alright, so Reznor again. Okay, there we go. Something to note about Reznor, even though this is the last one, is that Reznor has a very small chance of shooting a fireball, and when he does it can sometimes be an issue. So that's one of the very few instances of RNG that you worry about, but because the chance of that is so low, it's usually always in the back of your mind. Okay, so we have 3 more levels left to go here. Okay, nice. It's a very difficult P-Speed to build up there. You have just enough space right at the very end of the level there in order to build up P-Speed. And that saves a second over the other way of building up P-Speed, which is to set up P-Speed right in the beginning of the level. 6-5 has these Bowser statues that shoot fireballs. And there are 2 parts where there's a ton of stuff that gets in your way. So what I do is I set up triple jumps. And triple jumps are higher than a normal jump. And that's enough height to basically clear all those gaps. What I do in order to make setting up triple jumps easier is when I'm fluttering, it actually stores my first jump. So you can actually chain a bunch of double jumps by doing it this way. Which is how triple jumps are pretty easy to set up in this level. And then now we have the final level here, which is 6-Castle. 6-Castle is full of a bunch of things that we've been doing in this run so far. So in just a little bit I'm going to do a damage boost right here. Put my leaf, take damage again. Uh-oh, hold on. Okay, there we go. Let's take the safe here. Okay. That could have been really bad. So normally in this room, you're supposed to ride this giant block snake across the room, but we can just fly up here. And then this room is very crazy because we have these Koopalings, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna do a flash attack, and if you are in the way of their flash attack, then you get stoned. And as you can see, there's a lot of places in this room where if you get stoned, then you're probably dead. So you want to always be behind these walls to avoid their flash attack entirely. And the corridor room, just like in Luigi U, the fireballs are always the same. We always avoid them the same way. It is faster to skip that leaf, but in marathons, you basically always get that. Now we have Bowser. Very difficult fight. Let's see if I get this. Oh my god, I did it.
Nice.
That jump is actually, that jump is actually precise. If you jump too early, you get knocked back. If you jump too late, then you'll get hit, but you'll still clear the jump over Bowser. But wait, what's this? I thought we saved the princess.
Two games in a row.
I know, right? How can I get baited 2 games in a row? Oh my god, he's back. How do they do this every single time? Okay, the escape sequence. We just basically go up to the top, and Bowser is going to be swiping a bunch of times. So, in order to get to... There's actually some optimization in this escape sequence, despite this being an auto-scroller. In order to get to the next part as fast as we can, we count the number of times that Bowser swipes. So in this first part, I counted 4 swipes, and then fly up to the next part of the escape. This next part here, you can get up to the top within 4 swipes, but Bowser will always do a 5th swipe no matter what. You can kind of take this part a little bit safe. It is possible to do this escape sequence without the leaf, and you can get up there in just as optimally, but it is much easier to have the super leaf. So we just avoid his fireballs here, and then the third phase coming up here, you can get up to the top within 3 swipes. And coming up, there is a giant switch, and as soon as I press that, that is when time ends. Time. Okay, what do we got? 47:08? Okay, very good run.
Not quite sub 47.
Not quite. I mean, there were some mistakes that I made, so not too surprised
Yeah.
I got that. All right, so we are 2 for 2 for getting marathon times that I somewhat expect. So, but up next is Pokemon Yellow, and well, that's gonna be kind of a different story, but hopefully we can do well. But yeah,
I'm a believer.
But yeah, this is my favorite speed game, so I'm really happy to be showing this game off. I've been running this game for about 2 years now. And so if you want to know more about this game, there's a lot of different categories of this game. So it's really easy to get into this game. But yeah, I stream this game very often. So if you're interested in learning more about this game, you can definitely come to my stream. Yeah, thank you, Pretend to Know and Nerd Squared for hanging out with me throughout this game and New Super Luigi U. It was a lot of fun.
My pleasure. Thank y'all for having me as well.
And yeah, Nerd, you have anything to say before we move on?
No, I don't think I have anything in mind.
Okay. So yeah, there's not much else to say. Really happy with this game, with how my runs have been going so far. We still have one more game left, and I will see you guys on the next game, where I'm gonna actually have a different commentator for the next game. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in a few minutes with Pokemon Yellow.